So good afternoon. My name is Filipe and I'm the Chief Customer Officer from LuxProvide. So LuxProvide is the company, like you mentioned, that maintains and operates the national supercomputer. And the name of the supercomputer is Meluxina. We are part of a bigger ambition from the government of Luxembourg. So Luxembourg has the ambition to become a digital trust center in Europe. And Meluxina is only one of that investments. So the country invested already in a big number of data centers. So Luxembourg today is the country in Europe with a bigger amount of tier 4 data centers. We invested on connectivity, on 5G, and also, of course, on the supercomputer beside the National Data Exchange Platform and the National Sovereign Cloud. So all the investments aims to have a sovereign approach for data and data science in Luxembourg. But we are also part of another investment or another ambition that is from European Union and European Commission, and the name is EuroHPC Joint Undertaking, which aims to have a network of supercomputers available in Europe for research, development, and applied research for companies. The big difference between our supercomputer in Luxembourg and the other ones that are placed in several countries in Europe is that we, from the beginning, we were developed to be a supercomputer that could have a commercial approach. So meaning that we were not built only for research, but also to work with private and public sector companies. And it's why we were hosted on one of the data centers tier 4 in Luxembourg. But also, from the beginning, we were ISO 27001 certified for the process and for the company. And of course, the main goal, like I mentioned, was to ensure data sovereignty and processing in Luxembourg. So the previous panel talked a lot about data. My goal today also is talking a little about how we process data, and in this case, Pais data. So our expertise goes from numerical simulations, data analytics, artificial intelligence, and quantum. That means that we not only provide infrastructure, but also we have expertise in-house to work with our customers and on the specific projects that we engage, where we provide expertise from different domains, like I said, numerical simulations, data analytics, artificial intelligence, and now also on quantum. So it was announced recently that one of our next investments will be on a quantum supercomputer that will be based here in Luxembourg and connected with the actual supercomputer Meluxina. We have today already more than, I have there the timer and I cannot see the numbers, but we have more than 700 projects running on the platform and more than 2,400 users from Luxembourg, Europe, but also beyond, so across the world. So now talking about space, because the topic today is GovSatcom. One remark, well, that is not new for none of you, but only to mention that in the last couple of years, the exponential growth of satellites is huge. And that a big of these satellites are used for communications and improving communications across the world, but also they are gathering data. And this data is definitely something that had a lot of value. A recent study projects that by 2030, all Earth observation and satellite data will have an impact of more than 600 billion. And a lot of this data will be used for, as you see on that graphic, on agriculture, but also on manufacturing, professional services, energy, defense, etc. And this data is exactly what feeds a supercomputing platform. So supercomputers have a lot of compute capacity and also storage, and they are used exactly to manage large volumes of data and running data models. So some examples, and here more traditional models that are based on numerical simulations for satellite image processing, for climate monitoring, defense, and disaster response. Also using data for predictive maintenance for satellite fleets, or using processing SAR data for intelligence and security applications. More recently, also using or leveraging artificial intelligence for using AI models for object detection or anomaly detection, AI-driven threat detection and response, AI-driven autonomous spacecraft, and also AI-powered network optimization. I think that this morning there was someone talking about the different constellations and layers of satellites, and exactly optimizing all these layers to provide better services. AI will have an important, let's say, role on that optimization of the services provided by the different layers of satellite constellations. And we at LuxProvide, we say, well, nothing like doing for learning. So as I mentioned, we have not only the platform, but also we have people in-house, and we, as a supercomputing center, we work in partnership, in projects, and with our customers. So meaning that we are not only providing the compute capacity, we are providing also the expertise and joining with our customers on different projects that in this case I will mention some of them on the space domain. So one very interesting project, which is at European level, the name of the project is Destination Earth, and this project aims to have a digital twin of Earth that will help to monitoring and modeling environmental changes, exactly for protecting extreme events and facing the future climate changes. So this project, which is run by ECM, WF, ESA, and EUMETSAT, started here in Luxembourg. So they start using Meluxina to develop and test the first models. And later on, they moved the project for bigger infrastructures where they can run production activities, still using Meluxina as the platform for development. Another interesting example, and this one, well, is related with the host of this conference, so ECS also use Meluxina for numerical simulation and for optimizing satellite performance. And I will go for other ones. So this one is related with Copernicus data. So images from Sentinel-1, 2 are collected and then are processed using Meluxina for data analytic services. And this data then is available for other companies that needs to use it for running models regarding environmental monitoring or other ones. Other companies are using the platform for advanced flood and wildfire risk management. Again, using numerical simulations, but also AI to prevent or to understand how flood or fire will progress and how can we implement disaster response management activities. Another one, and this one is close to my heart, is a project that we are working with Dutch companies or from the Netherlands. And why I will detail this one, because sometimes people think that supercomputers are things very complex that are used only by developers or for research and scientists in universities, and that is not the case. So this company, it's a startup based in the Netherlands, and what they do, well, they do precision weather forecasting for wind farms, energy wind farms. So what they do weather forecasting and then this weather forecasting is using by wind energy producers to forecast the energy that they will produce and they will put on the grid. Why? Because they need to report the energy that will be on the grid to ensure that grid operators have the capacity for that. So this company was granted by the Dutch government to do a big, large study at the North Sea level for a 21 gigawatt roadmap of investments in wind farm energies offshore. And one of the biggest challenges that you were facing was having the capacity for doing, but also managing the different variables, like, for example, cost, and having expertise to help them to do the project. They were already using other platforms, some of them very well known from the public, so not only from the public, but also from the public cloud. And the biggest challenge that you were facing was exactly this, not predictability of resources that they needed, but also not the capacity to invest upfront to secure the platform. So they were almost to give up of the project when they start to connect with us, and we first did a test and validation on the platform, and we helped them to deploy the model and fine-tune the model, doing software profiling to exactly get the software adapted to the platform. The POC or the pilot was very positive, and then we start to do the big simulations exactly to help the Dutch government to decide on the next investments on offshore platforms. Today, this company, they still use other platforms. They use our platform for all the big projects that need big capacity, large volumes of data, and of course, expertise from our side. Other examples using Earth observation data for optimizing agriculture, water usage, and enhance crop field. And we are doing that with local companies and using the platform to process data and get the results. And I have a lot of them. So another one, this one, another partner with whom we are working locally on a project for space domain awareness, for surveillance and protection of vital infrastructure, so ensure that we use the right data and models to protect satellites in space. Another one, so working with also a company where we are doing in-orbit services for inspection and life extension of the satellites, and here again using their own models and data to train and to get the results. Using LIDAR data for geospatial insights for industries like urban planning or environmental monitoring, and also for investments on assets. So all these projects are today running with us with different kinds of data, different kinds of use cases, but all are related with the usage of space data. And one of the things that is important to mention is that we got awarded by the government and by European Commission to, like I said previously, to do an investment on quantum, but also we will have another investment during 2025 on the new supercomputer for artificial intelligence. Basically, we will be doing fusion of all these domains, so quantum, numerical simulation, artificial intelligence, to provide even better services to our clients and to our projects. So, and because I'm seeing here 3 zeros on my front, meaning that probably I need to leave the stage, I will, in summary, saying that, well, supercomputing centers are here as a catalyst for innovation, for satellite communications, for space-based AI intelligence, and for digital space exploration. We are totally aligned with what is EU strategic directions. We are part of these investments, and our main ambition is to do the AI and data-driven solutions, secure satellite communications, accelerating deep tech and space innovation. And, well, if some of you want to understand how we can help you on the specific projects, well, I will be here on the networking and pleased to talk with you. Thank you very much.